So before we start the review, a little background. What I'm reviewing is nothing more than a fancy, more complex USB device. It stores and transfers files just like any normal USB from place to place. What I'm reviewing is the ACASIS TBU401PRO with the Crucial P3Plus M.2 drive. Together, these two create nothing more than a fancy USB that can transfer files from different places way faster than your average USB. This allows you to transfer hundreds of gigabytes of data in minutes, or actively edit and store 4K footage or audio in your video editor and external file systems without using additional internal storage on your computer. What I found interesting while shopping around was the fact that TBU405Pro existed. I originally thought my 401 was a newer model based off the pictures and design alone, but I may be wrong. There's no major distinction in performance other than the fact that 405 comes in a dual bay variation for holding multiple drives. I don't think the average person will notice a difference. So, about the enclosure. It's about 4 inches in length, 2 inches in width, and half an inch tall laying flat on a table. It weighs 177 grams, which is a big difference from a thumb drive, but you gotta remember, it's laying flat on your desk 99% of the time. There's a screen for airflow on the front, an intake on the right, and exhaust on the left. At the south end of the body, you'll find a Thunderbolt 4 compatible port, a green light indicator, and a button to toggle on and off the fan. At the north end, you'll find an indentation to prop the back panel that features rubber pads for protecting the body from scratches while it's resting on a table. Simple enough to prop the back panel, you'll find that there's a series of bearings and indentations that keep it secure, so there's no need for screws or tools to keep the back panel in place. My drive is secured with a rubber piece, but I'm sure people can use metal screws if they wanted. In my setup, I have a thermal pad adhered to the backplate for no other reason than convenience, for when I swap out the drive for something faster in the future. Overall, the performance is solid. These cards, even slower speed ones like the Crucial P3 Plus, can get really hot when moving hundreds of gigs of files around, and based off my experience with other enclosures, I do feel that the fan helps a ton with keeping consistently high speeds throughout the transfer. I never found a reason to test speeds because there's whole other channels dedicated to that, and for the average person, using an M.2 Mac or M.3, M4, M5, whatever there is nowadays, you'll expect transfer speeds around 15 seconds per 10 gigabytes. In other words, fast. So it's nothing you should really be concerned about. I don't think you can use many drives on the market today in this enclosure and not get an insanely fast speed than what you would get with a normal USB. One other thing I should mention is the fact that this is the first Thunderbolt compatible enclosure I've used that properly connects to my iPhone 15 Pro. So if I want, I can easily move files around on my Blackmagic Camera app or Photos library directly to my drive through the Files app on my phone. I'll also mention that I originally formatted this drive in APFS, which is preferred for drives used on Macs and Apple devices. Not every Thunderbolt drive I've used on my iPhone has actually connected, so this was a pleasant surprise. I've been editing all my recent videos on this drive with no concerns. Really happy with its performance, the fan is quiet and helps reassure me of consistency, and most importantly, it looks cool. So anyway, that's my ACASIS TBU401PRO review. Hope it helps, and thanks for watching as always, and more soon.